Benito.
Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 12. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And in this passage, the set of passages, I should say, in this chapter, St. Paul is talking about a vision that he has, whether he was physically taken from the earth, translated for a time, or whether it was simply a vision. We don't know. We're not sure of that. But he goes on to talking about a thorn in his flesh. And so we're going to be reading about this right now. I must go on boasting, although there is nothing to be gained. I will go on to visions and revelations from the Lord. I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago was caught up in the third heaven. Whether it was in the body or out of the body, I do not know. God knows. And I know that this man, whether in the body or apart from the body, I do not know, but God knows, was caught up into paradise and heard inexpressible things, things that no one is permitted to tell. I will boast about a man like that, but I will not boast about myself, except my weaknesses. Even if I should choose to boast, I would not be a fool, because I would be speaking the truth. But I refrain, so no one will think more of me than is warranted by what I do or what I say. Or because of these things, surpassingly great revelations. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest in me and rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong.
Thank you.
You know, oftentimes in our lives we are afflicted by something, whether it's physical or whether it's mental, whether it's distressful, whether it's persecution, whether it's anxiety caused by this or that. And we let those things occupy us to the point that we forget our real purpose and we forget the joy that we carry inside of us. Yesterday at men's group we talked about the joy that is in us and the joy of being rooted in what we know to be true, rooted in knowing the promises of God and believing them. And so sometimes we can let things take our focus. And so when we have this flesh in our bodies, or this thorn in our flesh, I should say, God keeps us coming back to him. It's a reminder that it's not about ourselves. It's what he's doing through us. And so in our weakness and in our troubles and in our trials, to always look to God rather than what we can do about these things. Because it's God that works through us. And it's God that is our promise. It's God that is our hope. And so I want to encourage everybody that is struggling with anything in their lives, be it physical or otherwise, that those trials will help to remind you that God is working in you, that God is in charge. Amen. And to not be overcome by those things, but you be the overcomer through him. So that's my thought for the day from chapter 12 of 2 Corinthians. So we'd like to pray for any of the sick today.